hear this, but I want you to keep in mind, and this is something that's not spoken about enough, that there are people in our lives sometimes by default. So what does that mean? Sometimes people are in your life, friends, family, different types of relationships, maybe even romantic partners by default because, for example, maybe you grew up with them, right? Family you grew up around, some friends you went to school with. You just always happen to be in the same circle, right? Places that you work, college that you went to, whatever it is. Maybe you know some of the same people. But here is what I think is crucial that we have to keep in mind. We have to live life more intentionally, right? Because if we are just keeping people in our lives, giving our energy, our time to people, allowing them to pour into us, to give us advice, right? Looking at them as an example. We're looking at people as an example without even realizing it, just because we are in the same space. If you're doing that with the wrong people, that can hurt you, okay? And we have to be more intentional about the people that we are surrounding ourselves with. So this is not a message to say to let everybody go just because they're in your life by default, meaning just by chance you guys are in the same circle. But what's important is that we always assess our environments. What type of people are we around? What type of conversations are they having? How are they living? And don't let anyone say, oh, you're becoming judgmental. We have to use discernment, right? Like that's a bit, I feel like that's a bit of a little manipulative of society to say, oh, don't be judgmental. We got to judge to see what's right for us, right? If you go to a restaurant, you look on the menu, you're judging to see what you like and what you don't like, what you want versus what you don't want, what's healthy for you. Maybe you like it, but it's not healthy for you, right? So that is the same thing with people. We have to make sure we're living a little bit more intentional about the people that we choose to connect with, to invest our time with. There's only 24 hours in a day. Like we gotta be a bit more intentional about that, right? And again, about the people that pour into us, that give us advice, energy and, people's energy, positive versus negative. Like we have to be more intentional about that. So just make sure that your life is not filled with relationships that are there just by default because it's familiar, because it's comfortable. You got to be more intentional about that.